Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome to Adelphi Bank, the only minority depository institution headquartered in the state of Ohio. I'm Greta Russell. I'm a member of the board, and it's my pleasure to greet you, the Columbus Women's Commission and the Commission on Black Girls, its organization partners, the adopters, and the others that are here to celebrate this day. We are here on July the 27th, 2023, to uplift and amplify the need for pay equity for the working Black woman. It's only fitting that we're in this place, Adelphi Bank, and that it opened its doors for this event. Our mission is to improve the lives of customers by removing barriers to financial equity. At Adelphi, we strive to not just be a bank for the people, but also an advocate and a champion for the people we serve. On behalf of the Board of Trustees, we stand in unity with the collective voices gathered here today in support of Black Women Pay Equity Day. We stand together as a voice for advocacy, but even more importantly, a call to action by one, urging federal lawmakers for swift passage of the Paycheck Fairness Act, which will modernize, yes, it will modernize and strengthen the equal pay and wage gap. And two, to urge governors and other state officials to ensure that the historic infrastructure investment recently enacted into law leads to better and higher paid jobs for Black women. Without intentional intervention to address underrepresentation of Black women in quality jobs, we risk replicating current inequities and exclusions. Our bank was founded to help provide opportunities. We have a mayor under whose leadership the city of Columbus was named America's Opportunity City. He is, he is our 53rd mayor and is serving his second term. Mr. Mayor, as I was reading your bio, it listed all your many accomplishments as mayor and as a member of city council. But we go back a long way. I met you when you were serving as a member of the Columbus City Schools Board. You have been serving this community as a champion of opportunity for many years. Not that you're old, but many years, okay? May I introduce a man that has worked tirelessly for the people of this community. Please welcome Mayor Anthony Ginther.
Thank you,
But before I sit down, I am a member of the board, okay? And I just want to let you know, we're open, and we take deposits, and we make commercial money. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Greta. Just so grateful for you and your colleagues here at Adelphi Bank. You know, I think is it 13 Black-owned banks in America? And the only Black-owned bank in Ohio. This is it. And one of the things I'm most proud of, you know, Jordan Miller and Kevin Boyce and Greta and all her colleagues on the board, some wonderful folks, great corporate leadership that have stepped up to support making this happen. And so there's not a better place for us to come together to talk about Black Women's Equal Pay Day. I want to thank Shannon and the Women's Commission for all their incredible work, Greta and her team, Councilmember Favor, Director William Scott, the Commission on Black Girls. Let's give it up. These incredible women and leaders are doing some great work. Sharice Thomas and the Chamber of Commerce, I talked to Don just a moment ago, and new adopters of the Columbus Commitment. We're so excited. It's my pleasure to be with you all here today as we recognize Black Women's Equal Pay Day and showcase the power of collective action to bring about meaningful change for the people of Columbus. July 27th, for those who may not be aware, marks just how far into a new year. July 27th, a new year, a Black woman must work to earn what her white male counterpart made last year. 7 extra months, more than half a year. We all know this is unacceptable and cannot stand in a city built around equal opportunity for all. All women deserve equal pay for equal work and have to have their work valued and compensated equitably in relation to their male peers, period. But let's think of this issue as well through the lens of a lifelong career. Wage gaps create extraordinary disparities over time, adding up to hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost income. In the case of Black women, we're looking at more than $964,000 over a 40-year career. $1 million gap. Imagine what those dollars could have done for a family's savings, for securing safe and stable housing, for being able to afford rent, childcare, groceries, and reliable transportation without having to take out a loan or risk financial hardship. Think about how much money we're losing in our local economy, the buying power Black women would have if we had pay and gender equity in place. And let's not discount what those earnings could have meant in terms of basic quality of life. Meals out, vacations, concerts, time away with family and friends, those precious moments in life that have a way of slipping by if we're not able to seize them as they come to pass. The Commission on Black Girls has been instrumental in assessing the impact of these disparities, providing resources and advocacy for programs and policies that enable Black girls to reach their full potential. We have a special obligation to take on discrimination and disparities wherever they exist, while also addressing the systemic issues that have allowed these gaps to perpetuate for as long as they have. And that's why the Columbus Women's Commission launched the Columbus Commitment, Achieving Pay Equity Pledge, way back in 2017, to enlist Columbus employers and bring them directly to the forefront of change and impact. The pledge is a voluntary undertaking with business owners and entrepreneurs committing to do what they can to help close the wage gap and support women in the workplace. This involves assessing current practices and generating new solutions, but it starts with knowing your data. You can't solve a problem without this fundamental knowledge, and we all can do more and do better. We had a problem in the mayor's office, didn't even know about it, because we didn't know the data and look at the data. But you'd be darn sure we fixed it and addressed it. But you have to continue to monitor it, because if you don't, ultimately these disparities creep in and carry on. The Columbus Commitment has been underway for 6 years now, and it will continue until we get every employer to step up and help us achieve pay equity for working women in our city. Thank you once again for inviting me here to join you today. I look forward to signing on new adopters to the pledge in just a few minutes. And I'll remind you, we can't really embody and reflect being America's opportunity city until we're first America's equal opportunity city. And that's what today is all about. It's my pleasure to introduce an incredible champion, a fierce leader on Columbus City Council. Please welcome Councilmember Shayla Favor.
Good afternoon. Ooh, it's a packed house. It's a packed house tonight. Thank you, Mayor Ginther. The creation of the Columbus Women's Commission marked a crucial point in the fight for gender and racial justice within the city of Columbus. And so it is truly my honor to extend my greatest gratitude to Mayor Ginther and First Lady Shannon Ginther on their leadership and their vision. As the only Black woman on Columbus City Council, I am personally aware of the existing disparities. Not only do Black women and other women of color, for that matter, have to navigate an endless maze of sexism and racism within professional spaces, but we must also reckon with the fact that we are often paid significantly less for the same job as our white male peers. Let me be perfectly clear. Not only is this morally wrong, but it's bad for business too. Mayor Ginther laid the foundation very well, but let me say it louder for the folks who have yet to sign on to the pledge. Black women on average make just 58 cents for every $1 earned by white men, a discrepancy costing Black women upwards of $1 million in lost earnings over the course of a 40-year career. That's $1 million in lost economic opportunities. And even, y'all know I chair housing, so every opportunity I could talk about housing. Even in Columbus's ever-increasing housing market, we could get at least 3 homes for $1 million. To put it another way, recent estimates have demonstrated that single Black women own $200 in wealth for every $28,900 that single white men own. When we talk about systemic racism and sexism, this is what we're talking about. When we are condemning an entire demographic of people to lower class status simply because we do not pay them what they are worth. This will inevitably impact future generations of Black families as it prevents these households from accruing wealth that they can pass down to their children. We can and we must do better. Now, City Council has taken steps towards closing the pay gap, with my colleague, Councilmember Barosa de Padilla, leading the passage of legislation earlier this year that bars employers from asking job candidates about their salary or their credit history. This was a critical step toward ensuring that women of color are paid what they are worth. But there is so much work that we need to do as a city, both as government, but also as private partners, to continue closing the wage gap. To the businesses here today, I want to personally thank you for your commitment to pay equity. You have taken the first steps towards eliminating the pervasive racial and gender disparities embedded in our economy. And I sincerely hope your peers take notice of your leadership on this issue and follow suit. Lastly, to the Black girls and the Black women watching or hearing this, you are not alone. While the world may throw obstacles our way, know that you have a champion on Columbus City Council who is fighting on your behalf every single day. So whether we're talking about housing, access to reproductive health care, pay equity, or the right to wear your hair as you please, know that I'm not only showing up, but I'm getting it done. Know that you have a women's commission that is focused on uplifting and improving the lives of women in our community every single day. And lastly, know that you have a community that is standing by your side, advocating for you and your value as not only a leader, but a change maker in Columbus. With that, it is now my honor to present a resolution on behalf of my colleagues at Columbus City Council to First Lady Ginther and Christina, if you all could join me up here. We want to memorialize this moment in our city's history. This will go down in the history books as the day that we host our Black Women's Equal Pay signing event. This should be the last time that we have to do this, but it won't be the last time that we have to do it. And so if you can all join me in a round of applause to the Women's Commission. And I would be remiss if I also did not give and extend my appreciation to Councilmember Priscilla Tyson for the amazing work that she did as a member of council, her legacy work being the Commission on Black Girls, for which really does help to lay the foundation for all of us being here today. Thank you to Councilmember Tyson. Have a wonderful evening.
Shelley said, no, you can't go anywhere yet.
And we do what Shelley says.
We do what Shelley says.
Thank you. With that, it is now my honor to turn the podium over to Director of Neighborhoods, Ms. Carla Williams Scott.
Good evening, everybody, and thank you, Councilmember. Again, I'm Carla Williams Scott, Director of the Department of Neighborhoods for the City of Columbus, and we are home to the Commission on Black Girls. Or as we affectionately call it, COBG. The Commission is charged with understanding and working to improve the quality of life for Black girls in order that we can share their story with our entire community. We know that Black girls become Black women, and our Black girls in Columbus will thrive. Thank you to the team at Adelphi for hosting us this evening. And I also want to thank my mayor, Andy Ginther, and First Lady Shannon Ginther for their commitment to ensuring that equity for women and commemorating an occasion such as today. I also want to thank Councilmember Favor, who works tirelessly to support issues affecting women and girls in our community. We appreciate your continued advocacy. To the businesses and organizations that are signing on the Columbus commitment to achieving pay equity, our city is a better place because of you and your leaders. To the Commission on Black Girls Advisory Board members, I personally know your dedication to ensuring successful pathways for Black girls. I know advisory board members, I don't know if she's here, Joy Bivens, Deputy County Administrator, I don't know if Joy's here, Deputy County Administrator of Human Services, and the Executive Director of the Women's Commission, Christina Ratliff, who have both worked tirelessly to help make this day possible. Thank you. Today is a special occasion because we have achieved pay equity. Not because we have achieved pay equity, but because we are creating awareness about closing the gap. There's good news. We're making progress. 18 businesses and organizations are standing up today publicly, demonstrating that they are dedicated to doing what is right, not only for Black women, but to also make our community a better place. Created in 2018, we are excited to be the home of the Commission on Black Girls, and we've celebrated 5 years this month. More importantly, the Commission was created because of disparities Black women in Columbus face, but certainly includes economics and the wage gap. Despite their education, Black women are more likely to live in poverty. Black women and girls live at the intersection of gender and race inequities. They have traditionally served as barriers to employment and pay equity. Black women are caregivers, community builders, as well as primary breadwinners for their families. However, they are left playing catch-up to take over 7 months to earn what their white male counterparts earned last year. Pay inequity not only impacts Black families, but our entire community as we suffer from lost economics. Both the mayor and Councilmember Favors shared some of the dollar amount, almost $1 million over the course of a 40-year career that a Black woman loses. To put this in context, this is more than 2 years' worth of childcare, more than 2 additional years of tuition and fees of a 4-year public university, or the full cost of tuition and fees for a 2-year college, more than 13 additional months of premiums for employer-based health insurance. And this is the one that takes me out, 130 more weeks of food for her family. For those of you trying to do the math real quick, that's 2.5 years worth. 1 year of mortgage and utility payments, and almost 19 months more of rent. And enough money to pay off the average student loan debt in under 2 years. We can do better. That's why today is critically important. I want to thank everyone for joining us in person and those watching us live stream as we stand in solidarity for pay equity and non-discriminatory workforce policies. I would like to once again thank all of today's signers and everyone supporting pay equity. And now with that, it is my honor to bring up a fearless leader and champion and chair of the Women's Commission, First Lady Shannon Ginther.
On behalf of the Columbus Women's Commission, I'd like to thank the Commission on Black Girls, Adelphi Bank, the Columbus Chamber of Commerce, and all of the employers and partners who are joining us today to sign the Pay Equity Pledge on what is Black Women's Equal Pay Day. It's wonderful to be here with you all. And though, let's cut to the chase. We know why we're here, to do more for women in our community. As we've talked about, Black women working full-time year-round are paid 67 cents on the dollar, and part-time earners and seasonal workers are actually even less, paid at 64 cents for each dollar. No woman should have to work an additional 7 months to earn what a white man made the year previous. And yet we're here. And the disparities are even wider for Latinas and Native American women too. More work to be done. So it's incumbent upon us to act now, to start to make the change. And that's what the Columbus Women's Commission and the Columbus Commitment are all about: empowering women to reach their full potential, ensuring equal pay for equal work, and lighting the way toward positions of leadership, influence, and impact for women across the country and across Columbus. For those signing the pledge today, know that you're joining a community of 400 local employers who have come before and committed to building a more equitable and inclusive Columbus. Signing the pledge helps to put pay equity front and center and build upon the progress we've already achieved. So let's get to signing. So I have a list. We'll go in a couple of rounds. I'm excited. We actually have 22 companies signing. 19 of whom are with us today. So the first round, Aisha Fashions, And Health, Applegate Talent Strategies, Columbus Compact, Compass College Advisory, Fortuity, Franklinton Market, and Go Fund Your Life. So for those representatives, you can go ahead right there at the table and sign the commitment. And Shelly, you'll come over there and get your pictures. Don't move until Shelly Fisher tells you to move.
background music. Like Jeopardy.
That's right.
So thank you, Group 1. We'll go ahead and call up the second group to sign as you're ready, as soon as Shelley dismisses you. I'll go ahead and read the list of the second group just so you kind of know which group you're in. International Cultural Relief Association, Keys to Black Wealth, and NGS Construction, Posh Tea Time, Raw Yoga 614, Research Pro, Rhonda's Max This and That, or Rhonda Max This and That Soul Food. I want to go there. And the 5 Party and Event Center.
Shannon is tough. She teaches and practices the hot yoga.
Oh, yeah, well,
I couldn't make it. They even hired Miss Rand doing yoga. Sure. Let's do it.
Okay, and then I'll go ahead and read the third round of folks. There's 3 in this group: the Women's Center for Economic Opportunity, Turner Construction, and Usuri Enterprise Promotions. And then those not present with us today are Ant Flo, Fuchsia Wonders, and the Seymour Institute, also signing, just not present today. We good? Okay. Okay, and now it's my honor to close us out. Sharice Thomas with the Chamber is going to come up and just say a few closing words.
Okay, so if we could just get our attention towards the front, thank you. I'd like to thank each and every individual in this room, whether you're a pledge signer, a previous pledge signer, a supporter, planning committee member, public or elected official, or just anyone who stopped by in the neighborhood. We thank you. You just made history. You just made Columbus history. So give yourselves a round of applause. So I'm at the Columbus Chamber of Commerce, and we signed this pledge back in, I believe, 2017, right, Don? Yes, so we're excited. We were with the original group, and we're excited to watch this grow, and we are committed to bringing even more signers on as we continue to do this work next year. So I want to leave you with just a few things. As you reflect on this journey towards pay equity, we heard a lot of numbers, we heard a lot of statistics. Some of them were pretty painful to hear, and some of us have lived this reality. So the lived experience is real. But not only should we focus on the numbers and the statistics, we should also focus on the human things. When you think about it, it's about dignity. It's about respect. It's about the respect that every individual reserves, regardless of race, creed, or anything else. Pay equity is a human right. So while we're at this pivotal moment in history where the power of unity and collective action can bring about transformative change, it's time to change those outdated norms and dismantle systemic biases that get in the way of equal pay for Black women around the world and every other woman around the world. So as we conclude this signing event, let us carry the spirit of solidarity and commitment with us. Together, we will forge a path toward a more equitable future. Let us continue to stand tall, shoulder to shoulder, until the day when every single woman, every person receives the respect and pay they rightly deserve. Thank you, and have a wonderful evening.